and welcome to the Nifty Scrapbooker today. Today we're going to do an exciting scrapbook layout about vacations. So you take this layout and go, whatever you do for vacation, whether it's Disney World, whether it's up in the mountains, whether it's down in the valleys, whether it's out west, whether it's out east, or where I like to go, the ocean. So this is a beach layout today, and we'll be showcasing some pictures from the beach I took several years ago with my family, and we'll be doing a great beach-inspired layout. So you'll want to stick around for that. So don't forget, I want to remind you, on Mondays like today is our scrapbook layout. On Wednesdays, we're going to be having a card layout with the leftover scraps from today's scrapbook layout. So you'll want to catch us on Wednesdays too. So you'll want to like and subscribe. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my blog, you can do that at theniftyscrapbooker.wordpress.com. And the more detailed of our layout with all the titles of the templates I use and the like the adhesive I use and stuff like that will be mentioned in the blog, and you can check that out on Fridays. So we have things on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays coming, so you don't want to miss all that. So we'll see. Let's get started on our layout of the beach. And welcome to this scrapbook layout. I'm really excited about this. I've had these papers picked out for probably a month now, just trying to dig up my beach pictures, because we're doing a beach layout today. So one of the background papers, this is one of the background papers. It has all kinds of words on it, like wave, surf, sand, cool, summer, like that, printed all over it. So we have that as our background paper. Our accent papers will be in these three colors: this bold print, crazy print, this one with kind of little flowers all over it, so in coral color. So that's kind of our round shapes. This kind of linear but floral shape too we're putting in here. And then this will be our background of our photos. And then what I'm going to show you how to do today is, oftentimes if you get a paper pack, you'll get some of these kind of pages. Now, how do you take a page like this and turn it into a nice, bold title? And we're going to be taking one of these squares. We're going to be using a cutting system from Creative Memories. Using one of the circle cutters, we're going to cut out one of these titles here. I'm going to use it as the title of our page. So I can't wait to get this started today. So let's go ahead and put those papers away, and we'll get started on our layout. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is on this layout, I got my 3 papers cut out. And this is the way I'm going to be using them. But we're going to be doing this along the bottom of it, to kind of simulate, even though it's not in blue, all blues, but to kind of simulate waves, kind of like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn paper sideways. We're going to grab our ruler, and I'm going to just put a little mark at 2 inches. That's because this first piece I'm going to put down is going to be at the 2-inch mark, and I'm going to do that at the top and the bottom, so I can line it up really good. Now we're going to be doing a lot of tucking in this layout. So we're going to be putting the tape, our tape runner, we're going to be just using the taping the bottom. So we want to get a good tape. I'm going to put about 5 little strips of tape, about 1 inch long, along here, because we're going to be tucking a picture in there. We're going to line it up to the top of the page. There we go. We're going to be bringing it down to this line on this edge. There we go. And there we go. We got our first border down. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? You know what I love to do to my papers? My distress ink. So what I'm going to do, even though this is permanent glue, we're just going to distress ink this a little bit. Got so excited about putting together the layout, I forgot to put the distress ink on. So we're just going to edge this real good. Just a hair of a tinge around it, just to kind of get that white edge off there and give it a little more bolder look off the page. I chose a vintage photo for this one because I thought it was a nice neutral for the paper. almost done here. And then we're going to be inking our other ones. Alright, there we go. We got that one down. Okay. I'm just going to put a little tape right there to keep that one down, because we're going to be tucking on this side over here. Our photo down. Okay, let's look at our next one. We're going to go ahead and ink this side. And one of the things I love to do is go to the ocean, and a lot of people do that in the summer. This is a great layout for that. You could use similars. The two borders I'm using today is this is the McKay Boulevard border, and these next two are the Paisley Place borders. So those are the two templates I'm using today. I wanted to use another template, kind of a starfish on the page, but my pictures were so gorgeous that I had to limit the extra frill on the page. So let's go ahead and get this other one inked on. So we can just go ahead and tape everything down. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be taking this piece I'm working with now, and we're going to be tucking a photo under this one as well. So we're going to tuck two different kinds of photos, so it's kind of look like it's going in the waves. The pictures are coming up out of the waves, which is kind of super cool. Even though we're not using wave paper or wave coloring, we are actually just simulating that feel on the page. So this one I'm going to put 2 rows down, because we're not going to be. Now we'll get there sturdy but leave room at the end, and we're going to be putting this all the way to the bottom on both sides. Just squeeze it down there. Get that laid down there. Good. Alrighty. Now get our last one. Remember, we're going to be tucking this one too. Take pictures under this one. So we're just going to do along the bottom. We'll be putting this at the very bottom. Alright, so there we go. There we have our layout. Isn't that awesome? So, okay. Alright. Let's get out our photos. Now, before we get out our photos, let's go ahead and take our photo blocks. I love my photos so much, I kept all of them 4x6. So we're going to have 3 4x6 pictures on each page. So what I did is I just trimmed the pictures down barely enough to get this around the photo, and so I would have most of the picture available, because the pictures of the ocean are great, and I have pictures of my kids. We went several years ago. They're a lot older now. We need to go back to the ocean again sometime, maybe next summer. That'd be great to do for a vacation. Get lots of so next summer I could bring you some more beach pictures, and we show you how to do a different kind of layout with beach pictures. And who knows, maybe I'll do another beach layout this summer with some of my other photos I have from this trip. So we have 3 4x6 photos. Now what I did is I trimmed my photos to be exactly 1/4 of an inch smaller on 2 sides. That would give us an 1/8 of an inch border around our photo. Now because it's such a small border, you know I'm not heavily inking here. I'm just lightly inking the edges. Just enough to give it a little weathered look, like it's been out in the weather, and get a little more distinctful look instead of being so static. What this also does, now this paper here I'm working with now is solid core, so it's blue all the way through, but some of these prints I had here were not solid core. The difference between a solid core paper, this is a solid core paper, so it's blue on both sides, okay? One that's not solid core is white on the back, and when you cut that, it creates a white edge on it. So when you ink this paper, it actually disguises that white and makes it look darker around the edge. Where this paper would actually have blue on the edge, not white. Just lightly edging this, almost done. Alright, there we go. Got the last of that done. Alright, now we get to build our page. So the next thing we're going to be doing is taking these 3 blocks here we have here, and we're going to be mounting our pictures on there. And I got some great pictures of my kids. So we'll take this one first. I like to do 5 tapes, about 1/2 inch tape marks on there. This is of my son sitting in the water. This is a cute picture of him. And here's him playing in the water. There we go. There's that picture. And then, of course, who doesn't go to the beach without getting a perfect sunset picture? So we're going to put that in this page as well. Alrighty. Put that in. Now, once we get these all in, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this picture here and this picture. What we're going to be doing with this picture is we're going to be tucking it just a little bit down through here on this side, and right in there. And then we're going to be taking this one and tucking it under here, and then we're going to be sticking this one up in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this underway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one, because I know I want to leave about a 1/2 inch between all my photographs. So we're going to start with this one, and we want to kind of tuck this one pretty solid down in there, about a 1/2 inch away from the side, about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. So we're going to tuck that in really good. There we go. Got that down. Now we're going to take this one. We'll be tucking this one just about a 1/4 inch from the side and just under where you still see him sitting in the water. And about a 1/4 inch from the side there. And then what we're going to be doing here, we're taking this guy, and we're going to be kind of centering it about a 1/4 inch here, about a 1/4 inch here. So we're just going to kind of make that so it's 1/4 inch taller up on here, 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch here. Or about a 1/2 inch actually, not 1/4 inch. There we go. Now you know I always like to take my pictures and I like to turn them upside down and rub this down. Why do I do it this way? Well, you can get fingerprints all over your photos and it's hard to get fingerprints off sometimes. So this keeps you from getting fingerprints all over, but it still gets all the pictures down. Now we need a title to go right here, and I'm going to put that little stick of tape in there to hold that down. That's good. And let's look at our title paper. Okay, so the one I picked out was this one right here. Is the one I've chosen to use, and it says beach please. What I'm going to do is I decided I want to do a 4-inch circle. So gotta get our cutting mat, and we're going to lay our template down. This is our cutting template, and we're going to try to center that on that square. I'm going to put this on top of it. This is the guide to use this. Make sure we get the 4 inches all on the paper. It looks like we got that right where we need it. Now this is an older cutting blade. They have newer kind of octagonal cutting blades, but I've had these for a while and they still cut well, so we're just going to go quickly around holding that cutting template down. I'm going all the way around. That, pull this off, and there we go. And look, we have 8 other titles we can cut out, either in squares or do circles like we did this one. And we got that cut out with that template. Okay, let's put all this cutting stuff away. And let's go ahead and edge our, or just put the distress ink on this piece here. You can't have the rest of the page with distress ink, and not this one too. Now this is a, remember we talked about solid core and not solid core? This is not a solid core. So what this does, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it turns that edge brown. There, so got that going. And, okay, alrighty. Just darken that a little bit. Okay. And there we go. And there has that little edged look too. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this down with our glue. On a round piece like this, I just do 4 sides, even though there's not 4 sides to a circle. And we're just going to put this kind of catty corner right here where these humps are so we can see those still. And there we go. We got our beach page. Now, of course, I couldn't do one beach page without doing another one. So, you know, I have 2 children. And grab this other page here. I'll show you it. And so there's our page. Now, you notice, if you notice real closely on this layout, my coral border goes all the way across like that. My teal one comes all the way and continues. The way these templates are designed, let me just show you this real quick, is like this is the McKay Boulevard that I use for the back. So if you put it together that way, it doesn't match. Put it together this way and it does a continuous border. So if you do a double page layout like I've done here, and you put one here and one here, it creates that continuous flow across the page. So when you have 2 pages up against each other, it looks like the border goes clear across both pages. And there we go. We have my daughter on this side, my son on this side, an ocean picture here, and the 2 kids playing together there. And we create this great layout with a nice Beach Please title on there. So this is another great layout from the Nifty Scrapbooker. I hope to see you next Monday. And don't forget to stop back by Wednesday for showing you how I use all these scraps of papers from this layout to make a nice beach-inspired card that you can send to your family and friends while you're on vacation. Also, on Friday, you will see the layout, more details and more in print. Some of the templates I've used and products I used on this layout will be written out on my blog. My blog is thenifty-scrapbooker.wordpress.com, and I will be posting that link at the end of the show. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe on the Nifty Scrapbooker. See you next week.